Medical advancements in this day, the technology that we have, has made it much more difficult to make decisions about end of life. I know this personally because I've had to wrestle not only with the loss of a daughter to cancer, but now also the loss of a wife. And I can tell you firsthand that those decisions aren't near as easy as it appears from the outside when the media gets a hold of it and when every expert gets on and tries to explain what they think a life ought to be like and all the rest of those things. And I feel like the decisions about when to allow someone to be taken off machines ought to be left to the family who knows that situation best and who has been involved in that situation on a day-to-day basis. Those who have remained tight and close and knew the person. Because Christianity always values life. It values life even in the most difficult circumstances. But it also knows that, according to the story that's been told, that God is the one who will ultimately redeem our broken bodies and make them glorious and immortal. And so there are times when decisions have to be made, either to stop treatment or to sedate someone or whatever else might be at hand, and those decisions shouldn't be interfered with by a bunch of government authority and people who think they know what's best for everyone else. I believe those decisions have to be made out of a real tender conscience. And that even then you have to live with the difficult decisions that you've made. And I believe that interference by the media trying to make and grab attention or create something as spectacular only complicates the situation that much more, and oftentimes involves people who have no idea what they're talking about, no matter how much they classify them as an expert. I'm not in favor of one extreme, the Kevorkian extreme, where people take their lives because they are looking down the throat of a bad situation. I'm also not in favor of the other extreme, where everyone, no matter what happens, has to make the heroic effort in order to keep them alive or to save them, regardless of whatever. I believe that only ultimately God can make those decisions, and the family is the one who has to wrestle with those decisions and make those decisions real in real life. I hope that you'll continue to follow me and to explore this journey. The next thing I want to deal with is to try and deal with Christians and politics to some extent. I know that these videos are short, and obviously they're not exhaustive since there's a limited amount of time that we can do this. I just hope that I get you thinking, and that in the thought process you'll communicate with me and we can talk about these things. And to give you a Christian perspective based on what the Bible's teaching as a whole, the story, and not merely a few proof texts. Thank you. My channel is Stifling Jesus.